Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all would be doing well. Today we are going to study how to use collective nouns in sentences. As in our last class, we studied about types of nouns and collective nouns is one of them. So just give me a quick recall about collective nouns, that what are these? Okay, collective nouns are those nouns which represent a group as a single entity. It means that we have some collection of things and we categorize them as one whole. For collective nouns, when we do use them in our writing, we have to use and take them as a singular entity, and so as we have to use singular helping verbs for those collective nouns. And what are those singular helping verbs? These are is, was and has. When we talk about collective nouns, the very first question that comes into our mind is that why to use collective nouns in English grammar? Because we have so many word choice of lexical items that we can use many other words, then why we are using collective nouns to make them one whole? The very basic answer to this question is that we use collective nouns to make our object or objects more important. It means that if you want to give an emphasis on an object, then you have to use a collective noun, and if these are in plural form. We use collective nouns to show a higher connection to the language. It means that if you are using collective nouns instead of other different things, it gives an idea to your reader that you have enough competence of language and you know that how you have to use them in your language. So it was all basic thing about collective nouns. So let's start with a thing and learning that how we can use these collective nouns in our sentences. We have heard of many collective nouns, but sometimes we do not know that how we can use them in our sentences. So let's start with some different examples, and then by the end we will be doing its practice as well. Here is a noun that is collective in its form and it is known as a mob. Do you know what a mob is? Yes, it is a group of people that creates trouble or violence. It means that if you are having a multiple people in one place and they are creating a source of trouble or violence, you can simply call them a mob. How we can use them in our sentence? The police kept the mob under control. Here you are not using that there were so many people who were creating trouble or violence and the police came there to control them. Simply with your language competence, with your advanced level of language, you have simply written it, the police kept the mob under control. So the collective nouns are those nouns which give us an idea that how the things are coming in a collection or coming in a one whole. Here is another simple example of a collective noun, that is army. We have been heard this word in different contexts. What is an army? It is a group of soldiers who perform their duties for their country or their nation. How we can use this word or this collective noun in our sentence? The army of my country is very brave. So why you have used here is because this army is being considered here as a collective noun. It is giving us an idea that many people or many soldiers are here under this category and it is taken as a singular subject. So here we have used a helping verb, that is a singular verb. Similarly, we have another collective noun, that is a crowd. This is also a very familiar collective noun and we have been seeing so many its examples. What is a crowd? It is a group of people. If many people are in one place, you can simply say them. It is a crowd. Example sentences here. Last night there was a huge crowd in the concert. Instead of saying that last night there was many or there was a great number of people in the concert, you are simply saying that a crowd. So crowd is also a collective noun. It would be taken as a singular entity. So here we have used a helping verb, that is singular, was. Similarly, here is a herd. It is a group of sheep. Herd is grazing peacefully in the pasture. Next is here a flock. It is a group of birds, and in an example sentence you can see that a flock of birds is flying. Instead of saying that many birds or 1, 2, 3, 4 or so many birds were flying in the air or in the sky, you would be simply saying that a flock of birds is flying. So it's how collective nouns make our use of language more sophisticated and more comprehensive to the reader. Take your notebooks and construct your own example sentences of these collective nouns. A fleet, it is group or collection of boats or cars. A string, it is collection of pearls. If the pearls have been united together in one string, it would be known as a string. It is a bouquet, it is collection of flowers. A bunch, group or collection of keys. Or a galaxy, it is collection of stars. So you have to make your own example sentences of these collective nouns to have a check on your writing skills, that whether you are enough legible to make it good exercise or good practice or not. Here are some more collective nouns. You can have an eye on these. A jury. Who is or what is a jury? It is basically a body of persons legally selected and sworn to give verdict on some matter specially submitted to them. We can simply say that a jury has made a decision on some specific lawsuits. So jury is considered here as a singular subject or singular entity. Similarly, we have a collective noun, that is a family. Family is also a group of one or more parents and their children living together as a unit. In your context, we simply say that I belong to a very good family, or we can say that my family is really very supportive or caring. Here in this sentence, we have not said that my family are very supportive because in my family there are so many people. No. Family is a collective noun, so here we are using and taking it as a collective noun, and it is a singular entity. So for that cause we are using a helping verb that is singular too, and that is. My family is very supportive. So as it is a nation, a large body of people united by common culture, language, history, and inhabiting a particular country or a territory. So for an example, we do use that this nation is really very patriotic. We do not say that this nation are really very patriotic, because nation is also representing to the group or the large body of the people who are considered as one whole. So here is an example of parliament or a committee. This is an assembly of the representatives of a political or a nation or a people. Those who pass some rules or set some rules for the country or laws for the country, right? So here we have, in English grammar, we have a huge list of collective nouns which you can have and grab from the dictionaries and from your own internet resources. Just give time to your understanding and learn that how these collective nouns can be used. Here we have a very short exercise for these collective nouns. Just give a quick recall about all those collective nouns that we have heard and learned from this lesson. Mr. John is buying a dash of roses from the florist. So what could be the answer over here? Yes, it is a bouquet. And why we have used is because it is giving us a reference that here a collective noun would be coming, and that is bouquet. Another example is that the dash of members put forward a new proposal for the country. The dash of members. Who would be responsible for giving a new proposal for the country? Yes, it would be the committee of members put forward a new proposal for the country. There was a dash in the stadium. The dash has moved towards the fields. So you have to write their answers and just give me their answers in the comment box, so that we would be having an idea that whether you have learned the concept that has been taught to you in today's lesson or not. If you are facing any problem, you are more than welcome to ask. Be it is to ask any question relevant to the topic, and do like, comment, share and subscribe for new videos. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Take care.